We're live. And I'm eating a cracker. I don't know. Can anybody hear me yet? All right. Man, cutting it close tonight. Actually, I'm maybe a minute late. Oh, let me do a quick mic check. Go over here and pull up some YouTube. Make sure you guys can hear me. Before I spend the next, half hour, 40 minutes? Before I spend the next, half hour, 40 minutes? Okay, so you can at least hear me. Before I spend the next, half hour, 40 minutes? Okay, so you can at least hear me. That's weird. Before I spend the next, half hour. Get rid of that. All right. Sorry about eating as I was coming on, but I shot for my vinyl community friends. I shot the second part of the Iron Maiden video, collection video, that will probably go up tomorrow night. Eric. Yellow. Oh, okay. I thought it was code. Just rhymes with hello, I bet. All right, so, yeah. So it's been a busy night. I got Iron Maiden, part 2, collection part 2, done. Hang on just one second. Gotta wash that cracker down. Hey. So that's what I've been doing. And like I said, that Iron Maiden video will go up tomorrow. The contest that I'm running, Iron Maiden Samantha Fish CD giveaway, that runs till Sunday. I hope to draw Monday. Sometimes life happens, plans change. But right now, that is the goal. I've gotten 4 entries. So if you decide to do a video and your odds are about as good in this contest as any contest. So, all right. So we got that going. There's a lot to talk about in the NFL, and let's start getting to it. I hope I don't hurt feelings, but I'm going to speak my sober mind tonight because why not? Trying to pull up the picks. We'll look at what I did last week, which, man, what a bizarre week. All right, and here comes the moment everybody probably looks forward to, where I start to go to share. And I make my face really small because nobody wants to look at this ugly mug up close. All right, so how much red is there? Not bad considering all of the upsets this week. Not bad at all. I expected a lot more red. So Indianapolis, of course, we expected them to beat the Jets. They handily defeated them. I missed on Cincinnati and Cleveland. Cleveland won. I bet everybody missed on Denver beating Dallas. Man, Dallas did not show up. Yeah, they just did not show up. Miami beat Houston. Homer pick paid off for once. Atlanta lost to New Orleans. Close game. That wasn't one of the huge upsets. Well, a little bit. A little bit. Excuse me. Giants beating the Raiders. That was kind of, didn't really see that coming. Of course, New England beat Carolina. Holy cow! How about Jacksonville? Just upsetting the Bills. Let's see here. Just put up some points. You can't give up that much. I wish I'd. What game was I talking about at that point? Oh, Jets. Jets. Oh, I got you. Jets put up some points. You just can't give up that much. Yeah, Jets. All of a sudden, man, I can't even see. What were we talking? Oh yeah, Jets against Colts. Um, yeah. Then Baltimore, of course, that was a good game. Baltimore needed to win that game. They really needed to win that game. Giants over Raiders was a surprise. Jacksonville. Well, shoot, I keep one of these days I get the practice of switching screens a little better. Giants over Raiders was a surprise. Jacksonville even more so. Absolutely, that was part of this. Just this absolutely nuts week. Chargers over Philly. Philly gave them a heck of a game. Kansas City over Green Bay. Kind of expected that, but again, Kansas City played to the level of their competition. They always do that. Arizona, how that? Even though everybody, that was a game where a lot of people were predicting Arizona. I don't think I knew that many players were going to be out. Of course, I knew Murray was going to be out, but I didn't know about DeAndre Hopkins, and they had several other key players out. And to go in and just whoop the 49ers, wow, that was a statement. Tennessee, even without Henry, they played awfully great. And then of course Pittsburgh, man, what that was! I felt so bad for the Bears. There were felt like there was a little fixing in for the Steelers last night. I'm telling you. And the one thing that I've tried to look for since I've been home was see if there was a reaction from the league over that hip check from the ref. I've never seen anything like that in football. I know a lot of people think maybe you're making a mountain out of a molehill, but there's no place for that, and there's no room for that kind of behavior. Now I know what everybody's saying, and I'm talking about the unsportsmanlike conduct call. I forget the young man's name. Upcoming player, and he got excited doing some Karate Kid type kicks, roundhouse kicks. Then went over and looked and stared at the bench. He didn't really say anything. So to me, it was terrible. Terrible call. How do you call that as taunting? And please understand that I'm an old school kind of guy. I hate taunting. And I hate players getting out of control. But compared to some of the things I've seen, that was nothing. So what's going on there? And then as he turns around and runs back to his bench, the ref, you can see it. Watch the tape. And some other people like Shannon Sharp and some other folks pointed it out too. That referee, it may not have been a big hip check, but it was a hip check. What's he doing putting his body on a player? Because the player was right. If he did that to a ref, he would have been fined and suspended and gone. And when a ref does that, it makes me think maybe he isn't being too terribly impartial. And that needs to be addressed. But I don't think it will, because Roger Goodell is not one to address things. He likes to sweep them under the rug. He is a spineless coward. He never has done anything proactively or with the best intents of the league. In what he does is he sweeps things over. We'll go back to Spygate. He tried to destroy the original evidence, and he did. But tapes kept popping up to the point where he had to reveal what was going on, what the Patriots were up to. But I guarantee that wasn't what he wanted to do. When Ben Roethlisberger pinned that young lady in a bathroom in Georgia, and it was his second accusation, it was the second accusation of sexual misconduct. And then Ben goes and poses with the cop that was supposed to be investigating. That ended up costing, when those pictures hit the press, that cost that cop his job. What does Roger Goodell do? He suspends Ben to look like he's doing something for 6 games and then cuts it to 4. Roger Goodell has a history of taking situations and not doing anything with them. He won't do anything about this referee unless it becomes such an egregious thing. If he, at some point, if that referee just loses his mind, he kind of lost his mind last night. How do you step even just a little bit in the direction of a player and make physical contact? Don't get it. Going to look at some ball games for this week, as I'm almost 15 minutes in and haven't even started. Okay, first up, Thursday night's ball game. Baltimore at Miami. If I'm being honest, it's got to be Baltimore. I don't see how we beat Baltimore. I really don't see how we beat Baltimore. If there's no part of our game that is even close to being dominant. We only hung in with the Texans because they're a trash team too. And I hate saying that. I love my Dolphins. But we're not doing anything great. We've got some talent, and maybe that helps us here and there, but we need, Texans are broken. So are the Dolphins. And the only good thing was that on Sunday, the Texans were a little more broken than we are. So I don't see how we beat Baltimore at all. Maybe they'll surprise me, and I hate to do this. You have to put 14 on it. I want to believe in my team. I don't know, but I don't know in a short week how you even make a game plan for all the things that Miami would have to do in order to beat Baltimore. Because the passing is not consistent. Our offensive line isn't great, so we're not going to run the ball. I mean, we don't have a superstar running back, but, we've got a couple of good backs. And then on defense, we got talent, but nobody's playing up to it. Texans wasted prime J.J. Watt. What a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely. And now J.J. Watt may get a championship this year. I mean, you got to think that the Cardinals are a legitimate contender based on the way they've been playing. I mean, well, we'll talk more about the Cardinals in a minute, but yeah, Texans wasted. They wasted a prime J.J. Watt. They're wasting a prime Deshaun Watson. Of course, we'll see if Watson can get his legal troubles squared away. But, I mean, he's been putting up good numbers. But, he's getting as wasted there as Matt Ryan has been wasted in Atlanta. So now we got Arizona at Dallas. Now, what in the world do you do with that? Arizona's still banged up, but you got to give it to them. Because the banged up, they whooped the 49ers. Just whooped them. Dallas lets Denver whoop them. And I don't care about the 16 points they scored. That was garbage stuff. Denver whooped them, and Denver's not that good. I like to frequent a page called the NFL Enthusiast 2.0 on Facebook. Those poor Cowboy fans. Man, they've been taking a beating. Oh, my goodness, they've been taking a beating. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a good week for them either. Now you got New Orleans at Tennessee. I'm going with Tennessee. I think obviously, and I skipped this comment a minute ago. I miss Henry. He's so fun to watch. He absolutely is. And it's going to be a tough stretch without him, but I like the Adrian Peterson signing. I liked it as soon as I heard it. Peterson's. I don't expect a prime, an Eric or an Adrian Peterson in his prime, but I mean, he hadn't been playing a lot. He played better with Washington than I expected him to, but and now he's had time to rest. So we saw Marcus Allen get some good years where he wasn't quite the big feature back, but he had some productivity late in his career because he wasn't, he had fairly fresh legs. Maybe that'll be the case with Peterson. But, I mean, the Titans still look good to me. And I think they have to be contended with even without Henry. And then once they get him back, man, if they can stay in good shape until he gets back, Titans are going to be scary this year in the playoffs. Okay, so now we look at Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Wow. I don't know that Jacksonville can have that big a game 2 weeks in a row. Man, their defense played awfully good, though. That defense played awfully good against that Buffalo Bills offense, holding Josh Allen. And how about the day Josh Allen had whooping Josh Allen? The Jaguars linebacker, Josh Allen, had they were talking about it on the red zone early. Never had those kind of significant occurrences between two players with the same name. Josh Allen didn't just become the first guy to sack the guy with the same name. He got it all. He got the trifecta. He intercepted him, got the fumble recovery. Man, what a day Josh Allen had whooping on Josh Allen. Tennessee versus Nolans goes to the home team. Yeah, I'd agree. I disagree. Jacksonville might give it to him, but I'd pick Indy. Not much confidence. I feel the same way. In fact, I am picking Indy. I'm not putting much on it. I might put the 1 there for now because I think this could end up being pretty evenly matched. Cleveland at New England. Ooh. There's a game for you. Not sure what to think about that. New England's not as explosive as they once were, but they are well coached. You got a banged up Cleveland team. I just heard that earlier today that it looks like Nick Chubb will miss this game, which they are just so shorthanded at running back. But you know what? Sometimes less is more. Sometimes teams focus when you tend to focus a little more when they got, I think, less going for them. I'm going with New England just because they are so well coached all the way across the board. No, I'm not. Am I? Ha! This is indecision. Do I think the Cleveland Browns can take the Patriots in New England without Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt? And now no Odell Beckham. I'm indecision. I'm going with New England. I'm not putting much on it though. We'll put the 2 here. But I will say this: there was a lot of talk about Odell Beckham Jr. in the forum that I like to frequent. Let's see what Browns versus Patriots might be a fun one to watch. I wonder what the over is. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't think that it'd be much of a difference. They are pretty evenly matched, I think. But we were talking about, there was a lot of talk about Odell Beckham Jr. And some people didn't like him being labeled a diva. Yeah, he's a diva. When you start sabotaging your team, that makes you a diva. And he wasn't as big a diva in Cleveland as he was in New York. But ultimately, He was good for a long time, but when he regret, you can't have your please. Nobody's going to tell me that his dad released that video on Baker without his knowledge. So I hope, I know he's a free agent. He cleared waivers. I read that earlier. He cleared waivers. I don't want him. One, he hasn't been quite the same since he got hurt. I think it's a Giant. But yeah, so to me, he's not the type of wide receiver. Even if he at the top of his game, it's just not worth having somebody that is that self-destructive. Okay, we got 45. I'll take the over. Okay. OBJ is a diva. Don't want him on my team. Right. I don't want him anywhere near Miami. We don't need that. Like we haven't had enough controversy with Tua and the Deshaun Watson thing. Now we want to add him as a distraction. So we've already got two wide receivers, Devontae Parker and the guy we got from the Texans. Neither one of them can stay on the field. And now we want to add Odell Beckham, who can't stay on the field, and he's a head case? No, thank you. Buffalo versus the Jets? Come on now. Put the 13 there. No question. Now, granted, the Jets have had some fight in them. And Buffalo has been not so great. They got to get their offense going again, but I don't see the Jets beating Buffalo. I'd take them 6 years ago. The juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I would have taken them 6 years ago. I just really don't like that diva attitude, especially when it's against the team. Maybe a little bit of diva here and there if it's not being a cancer to the team. Then we got Detroit at Pittsburgh. All right. Well, maybe some of my bigger picks will be a little easier this way. We'll put 12 on that because Detroit sucks. Yeah, Detroit sucks. Yeah, I said it. Tampa Bay versus or at Washington. Yeah. Washington football team hadn't stopped anybody. They're probably the team that I can figure out that's more of a mystery to me than even my own Dolphins. I have no idea what's going on in Miami. I don't know how they're so pitiful this year. Washington fans have to feel the same way. Have to. There's so much talent on that, especially their defensive line. How are they so terrible? Got Carolina at Arizona. That's easy. Arizona whipping people with half their team out. It seems like. Holy cow. And they're at home. Yeah. All those Ocho Cinco types I want on a short contract. Get with the program or get out of town. Yeah, I'm telling you. And I guess maybe for a brief time they're okay. You just got to know when to get rid of them when they're starting to implode. Um, Chargers, we got Minnesota Vikings at Chargers. Now, I like the Chargers here, but Minnesota, they show up. And yeah, I'll come back to that one. Because I'm not so confident that I'm not. This isn't a slam dunk. This could be a really good game. You got Philadelphia at Denver. Maybe them. Well, both of these teams are feisty. I don't really know which way I want to go here. I'm not putting much on it. I'll go with Denver since they just absolutely whooped the Cowboys. Then we got Seattle at Green Bay. And this is a hard pick because the question now becomes Aaron Rodgers. And boy, I hate saying that name this week because frankly I'm tired of the man right now. And I have defended Aaron Rodgers for the last several years. And it's not because of his whatever stance. He wants to make it about his COVID stance. And I don't want to get into politics here because I try to keep this channel politics free. There's a principle here. And that principle is that, he wants to make it about politics, but I think people just didn't like the fact that he lied. Just tell the truth. There are, if it's just the woke mob that's coming after you, Aaron, then why aren't they going after Lamar Jackson? Another quarterback that's unvaxxed. But Lamar didn't lie about it. Cole Beasley did not lie about it. I think what is getting Aaron is that especially this year, he's looking much like a diva. Maybe a little different. I don't think Aaron is really trying to wreck the team, but he's not really helping the team either. If your feelings are hurt for whatever reason, I mean, it was all the fiasco leading up to the season with whether or not he wanted to play for the Packers, don't want to play for the Packers. What is it that you're mad about? Because it took us forever to find that out. Now you lied about your status because you didn't want to abide by the protocols. And I guess I'm just wired a little differently. I don't. If you got to do the protocols, to me, that's about principle. Your union, Aaron Rodgers, negotiated those protocols. Your union, and trust me, I wish I worked someplace that had a union that would defend me, or try. But sometimes you don't always get everything you want. And Aaron, up until November of last year, was the NFLPA rep. So he knows the land, the lay of the land. Don't lie about it. But all of the talk, I'm just tired of hearing your name now. And it does seem like Aaron feels like he's entitled. I get that you're the MVP of the league. But look, this isn't gonna. But don't lay down and play. Don't sit there and play martyr when nothing's happening to you, say that the woke mob is going to cancel you. You're not getting canceled. State Farm, you still do your. They stood by you. You can still do your discount double check. Look at my Super Bowl or my heavyweight belt. You can still do all that. You got fined $14,000. Probably had that much money in your pocket. Just have some integrity about it, man, and quit acting so entitled. That's my issue. Aaron's going to get dragged through the mud because he didn't want to wear the COVID scarlet letter. I don't know that it's a scarlet letter. I might have to disagree with you on that one because to me it seems like quite a bit of the league has rejected the vaccine. I mean, there's a lot of players. Like I mentioned a few of them: Lamar Jackson, Cole Beasley, and none of those guys are getting dragged. Well, I dragged on Cole a little bit, but that was because he did a rap about. Well, that's because he said that he said something about this isn't about that, and then he went and made a rap song that was just terrible. And I dragged him on a little bit because the rap was stupid. But I don't think that he's getting dragged as much as everybody thinks because, if anything, everyone that's on that side of that political issue or medical issue, it's hard to tell the difference these days. But I think everybody on that side, he's their champion now. Guys that would have, when Aaron was getting, now Aaron did get dragged over the last couple of years about being a bad teammate, about being a bad person. People were coming out and saying this thing that his teammates didn't like him, and that stuff, which I thought was terribly unfair, and I defended him. That stuff he got. I thought, like I said, I thought it was unfair. But most people didn't care. But now on this, I think it's pretty much split. Yeah, I am too. I wouldn't have brought this up except it's such a big thing right now. And right now, the issue is picking Green Bay and Seattle. He is not eligible because he's unvaccinated. He's not even available at least until Saturday, and it depends, I guess, on how he tests, whether he'll be available to play against Seattle. If he doesn't play against Seattle, how does this play out? I don't know. If he plays, I would say this is definitely Green Bay. I think I'm still going to go with Green Bay, but not put that many points on it. So I'm just going to conclude with this. I don't care what his status is. It's his choice. And everybody in this country is going to make that choice one way or the other, right? My issue is that I'm just tired. Don't be like Tom Brady lying about stuff and then play smug. And because rich boy quarterbacks that think they're so much better than everybody, they just don't do anything for me. And having said that, though, I mean, And everybody's talking about the potential of maybe him coming to Miami next year. So I may have to deal with this. I don't know how I feel about it. Right now, I'm just kind of burnt because I feel like I've defended him. And then this week, he just kind of, his integrity just wasn't there. So, but as far as Green Bay is concerned, they're still going to be good. He's still an elite quarterback. He's still in the MVP. You got to talk about him in the MVP because who else would be in that discussion? Lamar Jackson, maybe Kyler Murray, Aaron, and Tom Brady. Now that Henry is injured, those four have got to be considered leaders for MVP. So, but Aaron Rodgers will be fine. He's going to be fine. This will blow over, and I'll probably forget about it. It's not like he assaulted the integrity of the game. I'll never forgive Tom Brady. But if this gets quiet, maybe my attitude toward Rodgers will soften. If ESPN ever talked about X's and O's, it would already be water under the bridge. Yeah, I don't think in a couple weeks this will be a big thing. And ESPN does get a little heavy-handed with it. I wish politics never entered football, but it's gotten in so deep. I don't know that we can get it out, but yeah, ESPN was. I loved ESPN back in the '90s, but I haven't watched ESPN. I'd rather watch NFL Network if I'm going to watch something. But so we got Kansas City at Las Vegas. Man, it's hard to know what to do with these Chiefs. They are still not playing well. Las Vegas, they've been through so much. And these two teams hate each other. Maybe they'll take each other's frustrations out on each other. But who wins this game? Kansas City needs it. I'm going to go with Kansas City, but again, we're going to go low. I'd like to go lower than the 5. I don't know who I would trade out. Because I just think this is going to be one of those kind of they're going to go at each other. But man, they're not playing well. And what has this team been through? Henry Ruggs, man. That's just that alone. How do you deal? They all love Ruggs. I don't know what to think of that either. I mean, I understand people being mad. Dude's going 156 miles an hour, hits a car. Blood alcohol's twice the legal limit. Didn't have to be behind the wheel of a car because the NFL has a driver's service. What do you do? And then turn around and his teammate, can't remember his name, dude's making a video posing with guns talking about killing somebody. And so Raiders cut both of them, and I think they were both number 1 draft pick or first round draft picks last year in 2020. Now I saw some people blaming Mike Mayock for those picks, but how do you predict that? That's crazy. That's just nuts. Low confidence on picking Las Vegas versus Chiefs. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. As I look back, I don't see anything I would swap out, but I really don't like even putting the 5 on it. Because, yeah, it's just one of those games that could go either way as far as I'm concerned. Rams at San Francisco. Oh, yeah. Well, that's Rams all day long. Is it? Because Rams did just get whooped. And it was at home, wasn't it? All of a sudden, my mind's blanking. I can't remember who whooped them. But I am going with the Rams. Maybe we stick on the conservative end for that, too. Let's look at the rest of these games, try to figure out the confidence points there. Oh, geez. There's that Atlanta-Dallas game. Am I that confident that Atlanta's going to beat them in Dallas? Oh, mercy. Don't know about that. Atlanta at Dallas. The way I've got it set up now, 7 points on Atlanta. I got to fix that. So, where are we going to fix it? I think we're going to fix it here. I'm going to say, I think Aaron's going to be back. So I'll put that at 7 in the hopes of that. Because I think, I mean, he hadn't, in the interviews I've seen, he hadn't shown that he's struggling with COVID in any way. So I think I heard some talk that Lamar, it was a little rougher on Lamar than it was some folks. It's hard to tell. So, but I think I'm gonna guess that he's gonna be back. He'll be fine. Because that is right at the end of his deal. So Tennessee at New Orleans, Tampa Bay at Washington, Chargers at Vikings. I think I like this here. Put the 9 on the Chargers. And then put the 10 on Tampa Bay. Because I really think Tampa Bay might whoop them. Whoop them bad. Who is going to be... What are the scores of these games? Let's see. Rams. They might put up 34. 49ers. Let's say 21. Kansas City and Vegas. Wow. Why would you do that to us? That could be a barn burner. Let's go 31-28. Most points this week. Wow, I'm only picking one underdog. I just noticed that. Most points this week. Looks like it should be a hard pick. Maybe the Maybe the Rams? And then fewest points this week. Man. Fewest points looks like it might be Detroit. Let's go with Lions. Damn. Take a quick look. You gonna go lay down? I got you. Oh, Jimmy G's back. Okay. See how he bounces back. Dallas. They should bounce back, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave that as my upset. And thank you for stopping in, Eric. Always so much fun when you're here. And we'll see you soon, buddy. I'm gonna take a look at a little fantasy and wrap her up. So in the regular league, I won again, but I have a dilemma. Looking at Joe Burrow up here. I hope Russell Wilson comes back, because other than that, I'm in some dire straits. I gotta cut somebody. I won't do it right now. I'll have to cut somebody and get another quarterback in here. I don't know if I cut Burrow or Tua. Burrow's numbers look pretty solid up until last week. Tua's been banged up. I'll probably get rid of Tua, because I'm not getting rid of Russell. That's not happening. Let's see what we got. Let's just do a little bit of that. Add player. We'll go look at the quarterbacks. Show my team. Okay, we got Teddy Bridgewater out there. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz does not feel like he should be that. Man, he's got 167 fantasy points, and he's playing pretty solid. There we go. We'll do Carson Wentz. Teddy Bridgewater interests me, but man, he looks a little streaky there. Who's Carson Wentz got? Jacksonville. Okay. Well, we'll still go. Right now, he looks like the best option. Daniel Jones on a bye. We got him. I don't know. Matt Ryan here. They're playing Dallas. Huh. We'll go Carson Wentz. we will release Tua. And we will put Wentz in. I guess he's got to clear waivers first. Okay, so we got Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Aaron Jones, Cordell Patterson. All looks good. Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle. I think we're all set in this one. I can't believe that I've been winning in this keeper league. Won that one big. And I just don't have the kind of bench to really do anything with it. So, looking at next week, got Jimmy G in there, Garoppolo. Nick Chubb, he was a COVID scratch. Okay. We'll put DeAndre Swift in his place. Austin Scott, what did he do last week? He didn't do much. So that 18 may have just been a kind of a blip. But I don't really have anybody to go to put in this place. So we'll have to go with this backfield. Hunter Henry has been playing better. I thought. Well, he's doing all right, I guess. Better than nothing. I hope Kyler Murray gets well quick. And there you have it. So if you've watched this long, it's been about an hour, thank you. We will see you next week. And until then, peace.